Big Eyes, starring Amy Adams and
Christoph Waltz.
Yes. And guess what, guys?
No Johnny Depp.
No Johnny Depp.
Is Helena Bonham
It
Carter
it does, however, feature a Danny Elfman score.
Of course. Actually, no, Trevor. There's no Helena Bonham Carter in it either.
Nope.
Oh yeah, I think this is around the time when they separated. Shame.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, everybody, this is actually one of the company with Frankenweenie, which was the movie he made before this one. This is kind of like a welcome back to groove thing for Tim Burton, because he made Frankenweenie was just classic Tim Burton awesomeness. But this movie goes back to show off how he's good at making biopics, like he did with Ed Wood. And this is also a really good example that I like to picture when I show that I honestly think that Amy Adams is actually a really underrated actress, and she actually won a Golden Globe for this role. So
nice.
This should be cool. All right, so basically, everybody, start before the Weinstein logo pops up, and you should be in sync with us. You should be seeing a black screen before anything happens, basically. All right, everybody ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, click.
Okay, considering the Weinstein's reputation, were there any reports of them meddling in this movie, as they often like to do?
Not that I know of, and even if they did, I don't really... I don't get that from watching the movie. And yes, this is based on true events. In fact, we will even get... In fact, we'll even get to see... in fact, in the end credits, we'll actually get to see some stuff relating to the original events in specific. So, but I won't spoil how.
So, what exactly is the premise of this movie?
Okay, Big Eyes stands for this, what you're seeing right now. This is a very famous style of painting called the Big Eyes style, which was invented... this is actually real art. This particular painting we're watching right now is a real painting, actually. And basically, this is a story of a woman back in the 1940s who became famous for her painting. Well, but let's just say it wasn't always roses for her.
Of course. Well,
Danny Houston. Oh, Danny Houston. He played Colonel Stryker in X-Men Origins.
Oh, John Polito.
I keep forgetting who Kristen Ritter is.
Man,
Jason Schwartzman. I'm sorry, I don't really have much of a clue. Oh, Terrence Stamp. Okay,
Danny, come on. You don't have to... You can lower the volume a bit, Danny. Come on.
No, it's getting louder. Picture, what have you done? Oh.
There we go.
Oh.
I think what Keen was doing is terrific. It has to be good. If it were bad, some people wouldn't like it. Andy Warhol.
Tell that to films like The Room.
Let's just say I disagree with Mr. Warhol and move on. Oh yeah, 50s, that's right, sorry. My mistake. Okay, so basically, this is, again, real event that actually happened. Her husband was, let's just say her husband wasn't exactly a good person. So, for herself and her daughter's protection, she ran away with her daughter and divorced him and shit.
Yep.
Hang on a minute. You sure this is a Tim Burton movie? Where's the wacky colours and shit?
Actually, hold on. You're about to get them in a moment.
Oh.
It's a movie involving an artist.
There you go. This is cool. There you go. If this tip of neighborhood, this reminds me a lot of Edward Scissorhands' Neighborhood. Aside from the bushes, obviously.
Wow, that background almost looks like a painted background.
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't seen Edward Scissorhands as of this.
If there's
stellar movie.
If there's one thing that is always consistently great about Tim Burton, even in his worst movies, is the visuals. Tim Burton is a fantastic visual director.
And even in the ones that are, supposed to be in reality, he still manages to get his...
Even Alice in Wonderland, which I find to be quite possibly his worst movie, still has... It's for much as I hate that movie, I will definitely admit it's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
Wait, it's worse than his Planet of the Apes remake.
Honestly, I think so. Yes.
Planet of the Apes, the remake was I I don't know why. Oh, no, I haven't. Planet of the Apes, the remake, for at the very least, it got the basic idea of Planet of the Apes. Whereas Alice in Wonderland is, as I quote and have said, it felt more like Alice Through the Looking Glass than Alice in Wonderland because it was literally her second visit. So already you've got me lost there.
Not just that, not the characters weren't interesting, and that's
Goody, California.
Anyway,
I figured out the reason why this reminds you of Ed Wood.
we'll get Alice. Why is it that, Webs?
The screenwriters who wrote this film, Scott Alexander and Larry Karaszewski,
they
also wrote Ed Wood.
There you go.
Oh yeah,
so basically,
movie.
So basically, these two writers are Tim Burton's go-to writers for biopics.
Nice.
They also wrote Problem Child 1 and 2.
Well, Ed Wood is one of my favorite movies of all time, so...
And they also wrote Goosebumps.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tim
really?
Burton is overall definitely a brilliant director in film industry. He's the kind of brilliance, though, who sometimes his brilliance kind of causes him trouble.
The problem with Tim is that he doesn't have that big of a he's a fantastic visual artist, but in terms of storytelling, he's very hit and miss, which is why he always needs really good writers to make sure they keep on a good direction. If he does happen to have a bad writer like the current that one who wrote Beauty and the Beast, what's her name again?
Linda Wolverton.
Yeah, Linda Wolverton.
Oh, Linda Wolverton's a good writer. It's just, well, she seems to, for some reason, want to go with bad things. I mean, remember, she herself wrote the original Beauty and the Beast. And
I know, but how many years ago was that again?
She like
25.
Yeah.
So is she also writing the new Beauty and the Beast?
I'll check.
Hopefully not. Hopefully, this is a little lesson from Maleficent.
And also how badly Through the Looking Glass did.
Oh, yeah, she also did the Alice in Wonderland movie. Speaking of which, who directed the sequel, since I'm pretty sure Tim Burton...
James Baldwin, the director of the two recent Muppets movies. Anyway, back to this, though.
Never mind,
Back to the movie.
Basically, she's looking for a job.
Lois, you're not here to be interviewed for... You're at the wrong building.
Fortunately, her character actually does have a personality here, so...
Oh, Lois had a personality, just all the wrong kinds of personality.
Okay, the actual writer of Beauty and the Beast is not Linda Wolverton.
Anyway, basically...
Furniture company.
So now she moved to this city, so obviously she needs a job, but she does fortunately manage to find one. Basically, she'll now be... painting, these cradles, basically. Basically, her big gift is painting, so obviously that's... and she's also going to try selling her art on the streets.
Where some people may go, how pretentious, hypocritically.
Okay, so trying to settle into a new life.
Mm-hmm. Which as history will tell you, Dwebs, back in the 50s, for a woman to do this wasn't as easy as it is today, shall we say? Because back then, 1950s America wasn't very kind to women, shall we say?
1950s America had loads of problems, including that.
Oh, you think that's bad?
Well, I know, but I'm talking about specifically the problems that affect this movie, or at least the character of this movie, I mean.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying it's like all the problems, including that, also snowballed and then, in turn, made it even tougher for women.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine what it was like for the British women around here?
I wouldn't know.
Worse, I'm guessing.
It was a while before women could vote.
Whereas we got women's suffrage like in 18-something.
So yeah, basically she's taking actual requests to literally make paintings of anyone who asks, including this.
Oh, so this is like the 50s equivalent of DeviantArt.
Only, well, okay, to be fair, DeviantArt definitely has its good share of stuff.
And there's Christoph Waltz, from what I can hear, the most famous German actor working right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's putting on a pretty good English accent.
Well, he's been doing this in Hollywood for years now. At this point, he's got it nailed. He was also fantastic in Django Unchained.
I also liked him in Legend of Tarzan.
Nice.
Oh, how was Legend of Tarzan?
It's okay.
So not a flaming turd like I've heard a lot of people call it.
Not a flaming turd, but not a sizzling success either.
So yeah, basically this guy is also a painter.
Okay.
Ulbrich. Are you going for a Scottish accent? Huh.
Unless this character is also German.
Huh?
Maybe the character's also German.
So yeah, unlike Margot here, this guy is actually he's a better salesman, shall we say? Like he's good at talking to people and convincing them to give it a shot at shit.
Nice.
Okay, let me correct myself. Christoph Waltz is Austrian German. He's from Austria.
Mm-hmm.
But again, don't Austrians also speak German?
Yeah, some of them.
Right. Shay Henry.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. You know what this is reminding me of so far?
What?
Think of a movie where it was made by a director who's famous for a lot of different let's call them quirks that they have, and yet only one or two carry through into phone. Sorry, I'll finish off later.
I know that feeling.
Hello. Hi.
Survived on bread and wine. Wow, that's an interesting life challenge if ever I've heard one.
Yep.
Well, I don't think that last bit was necessary unless your wife was not that supportive of the endeavor.
Yeah. Sure. Right, what time will you be coming past?
Boy, it's one thing to be an artist in general because, let's be honest, you have to be amazing to make money, but being a woman artist in the 1950s, oh, that's quite a challenge.
So yeah, Keen here, he paints landscapes, not people, whereas she paints people. So obviously her work is much harder because when you paint someone, you're supposed to try to express that person's soul through the painting, as you
Whereas
just
with
said.
landscapes, you can often go a bit more outlandish if you want to. Not to say you can't go outlandish with portraits of people. No, Picasso may be the first to tell you can do your own thing. But portraits tend to be a bit more personal.
Okay, anyway, as I was going to say before I was interrupted, this reminds me of, think about it, a director who is well regarded for some of his career ended up making either mediocre or crap movies later on, and has a lot of quirks, let's call them, and yet they make a more down-to-earth movie the next time, and yet at the end they carry two of their quirks across. What does that remind me of?
I don't know.
Yeah, because that's kind of what he does.
This kind of reminds me of The Visit almost.
Oh.
But M. Night Shyamalan is pretty much downright bonkers, even with his good films.
So is Tim Burton.
This movie doesn't really have anything bonkers, really.
That's what I meant.
Well, Tim Burton has a more consistent thing of,
Anyway,
occasionally doing
the point is they had dinner and they pretty much hit it off, basically.
Okay. Also, when I was reading Christoph Waltz's Wikipedia profile, I might have accidentally come across a spoiler relating to his character.
Well, that's what you do.
And what he truly is.
That's what you usually do. You spoil yourself.
It always happens, even when I'm not actively looking for something.
Anyway, basically, Margot here paints people, whereas Keen paints landscapes. And as they earlier said, unlike Keen, Margot actually has to, try to capture the person's soul when she's painting that person. So obviously, her art is much more personal than his. That's basically the big difference.
But real estate has bad reputation.
That's because See, basically, it's not the career of his dream. His career of his dreams, of course, making money off his art, but he can't. So he couldn't. So far, he's not been able to. So he obviously has to get another job.
Yeah, I gotta say, the only thing I hear about real estate people are the stories of them being really annoying, constantly calling you up and stuff, and also street and whatever.
Honestly, as long as you're a good realtor, there's nothing to be ashamed of it. But yeah, if you're someone who's aspiring to be an artist, it must be embarrassing having to have another job just to support it. Just let me tell you, art can be one of the most thankfulest jobs you'll ever take on. I mean, heck, look at Picasso. How many years did it take for him to actually get respected after his death?
Mm-hmm.
There seems to be a spark.
I love her.
She's like, oh god, not this kind of story again.
Mommy, you promised me you'd only kiss Daddy.
About that, honey. Didn't I tell you that Daddy's never coming back again?
But Mommy, that's what you said last time when he came back.
Well, that was before I killed him.
Damn, Joby, you're making this character come off really dark. And you say I do that.
Anyway,
Doesn't mean I can't do it occasionally.
Really? This isn't a proper
so yeah, the husband wants to take her daughter away.
This isn't a proper. If this isn't a proper home, I hate
This
to see what
this isn't.
is a,
Except if this is well, the thing is, Dwibs, she still doesn't have that big income.
you know, but this home you could do a lot worse. I know what he's complaining about.
When he says
It's mainly about her lack of finance.
So basically, Keen decides to help her.
But we've only just met each other.
Well, it's all for the sake of keeping your child. And hey, you seem to have some chemistry. Aw, it's a happy ending.
But hang on, there's like 90 odd more minutes of movie left. It can't end now, can it?
I'm sure the credits will just be as
Well,
long as
that's the thing,
4-hour
Dwibs. The credits. That's the thing, Dwibs. The credits last 90 minutes. They're gonna run the credits as slow as snails.
And honestly,
Tim, you tricked us.
Dibs, when my number 9 has a bout of credits that's literally just
Longer than the
about
game.
4 hours, nothing surprises me.
Also, this score itself is also really unusual for Danny. Danny Elfman's score usually doesn't feature as many guitars as this one does.
Yeah, that's another thing I like about Danny Elfman. While he definitely has a usual style to him, he can go outside of his comfort zone and still sound pretty good. Of course, that's usually Tim Burton's team in general. Heck, Johnny Depp himself went out of his way to go for different a role as he can with each movie, except for, of course, Pirates of the Caribbean, because Captain Jack Sparrow, a recurring character.
Yeah, I'll just say, if Pirates 5 flops, then that's it for Johnny Depp.
Really? Doesn't he have other stuff to fall back on?
No, really, not that I can tell.
I'm sure Tim Burton will be there for him.
We'll see. Yeah.
There you go. But that's the thing, exactly. That believe it or not, that's actually how it happened in the real story. So,
Yep.
Yeah, I mean... Okay, I know you really want to have something good in your life because of all that's happened, but I think you're being a bit quick here, love.
well, the thing is, Dwebs, being a woman in 1950s America, she didn't really have much option. I mean, the big opportunity presented itself, so she decided to take it.
Yeah.
If only time machine.
And hey, I mean, he seems like a nice enough guy, and they seem to hit it off. What could possibly go wrong?
Jova, remember, this is a guy played by Christoph Waltz, a guy who can go from a guy who plays characters who can go from seemingly inviting to utter dickheads in a second.
His character in Django Unchained was fine, though.
Aside from Django.
And that's interesting because it's of all the movies to break that was Quentin Tarantino.
Well, of course.
Wait. Discount Christian Bale, I think, ish.
He
Slightly?
does look like him, doesn't he?
Yeah. So, ding.
I will name him Ruben.
Ruben Bale. Damn it! I was about to close a deal there. Damn it, Christoph.
Ah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm starting to see now.
Oh, Dweebs, are you really suggesting Christopher Waltz might turn out to have a dark secret to him?
Wait. Guy who makes paintings that are not his own. Wow, this is deviant art.
That and you spoiled yourself, so you cheated.
So that's Twibs.
Oh, you dirty. Oh, never mind.
Oh.
Because
She was predicting the anime smash in the US.
wow.
So yeah,
Oh,
basically nobody likes his art, but everybody loves Margot's art. So you can see where this is going.
Yep.
Oh, a xylophone.
Yep.
Kind of
I
unusual,
rarely actually see those or hear those.
especially when in an Elfman score.
Yeah.
I guess so. Although, then again, he did have xylophones in The Corpse Bride.
True, yeah.
Okay, I see now. Is the only reason this guy marrying her so he can profit off of her paintings that you'll claim he painted himself?
That wasn't the original intention, but he did decide on that afterwards, to be fair.
Huh. So he had good intentions initially, but then went to the dark side.
Well, it's not that he's always been that much of a good person. He originally just did it because I guess he found her to be hot and wanted to help her or something.
Oh well.
Again, Christoph Waltz, everybody. I'm surprised he didn't say, I'm Walter Keane. I'm a painter.
Although, really, he shouldn't be surprised that his wife's style is a bit bigger, since, well, hers is literally the new fad, whereas his is landscapes, which aren't really that different from a lot of landscapes you'll see.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing, and this is also part of the real story. As far as landscape painters go, he's nothing special. Whereas Margot actually is special, so obviously there's also an ego issue going on here.
Yeah, it's like, well, if you're gonna be a new budding artist and if you want to make a big splash, chances are you're gonna have to come up with a new style, which admittedly is becoming harder and harder every day. But let's be quite honest, if you want to start someplace, you got to go the Picasso route.
I know what the score reminds me of now.
What?
What?
The score's reminding me of Hans Zimmer's music for the Sherlock Holmes movies.
Oh.
A little bit. Not entirely, though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I think I figured out how to solve this plot.
What?
When he starts plagiarizing and starts taking the credit for himself, all she has to do is show that picture they just took with her actually painting the big eyes, and then bam, movie over.
Let's just say, Dwebs, the way he does get exposed as a fraud is magnificent. But we'll get to that.
Ooh, goody. Don't let jealousy overcome you, Waltz.
He's Christoph Waltz,
this...
Jova.
Is this the first? This will be the first movie we've commentated on that stars Christoph Waltz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, stereotypical ladies' 50s American laughter.
Wonderful,
Oh,
they
there you go.
replicated that.
It's all because
Really?
and there you go. That's why the movie's called Big Eyes. Obviously, after the one big defining trait that separates Margot's art from all other art, the fact that she always puts so much emphasis on the eyes.
Oh god, I can imagine. Could you imagine if this took place in modern day? There could be the B plot in this movie that was basically some people bashing it because it's from anime. Thing 0 out of 10.
Honestly, Dibs, that's how almost every single art style goes.
That's the thing,
when you think about it,
when these paintings were originally created, anime wasn't even a thing back then.
yeah. Not only that, dudes, but can you imagine how much art backlash was big in the day? You know how nowadays we have this term like, oh, people just love to hate on stuff. That was literally how stuff was like for several artists. As I said before, Picasso. And heck, even Leonardo da Vinci himself was called a fool here and there.
That's the curse of being a revolutionary artist. Most of the times, you only get true appreciation a long time after you create those masterpieces. Like Kubrick's movies. Most of Kubrick's movies, like Clockwork Orange, for example, which was damned as an evil movie that promoted violence, and now this is revered as a cinematic masterpiece.
Oh, even The Shining was. Kubrick and what's her name? The female star in The Shining.
You mean? Fuck, I forgot.
They both won Razzies.
Oh yeah,
for
yeah.
The Shining. They took the shape by art.
What? Yeah, I mean, maybe it's not the best thing to go over your wife's head like that.
Yeah. Wow.
Thank you so much for bashing a picture over my head.
Yeah, I can still feel the pain.
I'm guessing this actually happened too.
Well, the thing is, I don't know.
It's based on a true story.
The major plot points are all real, but of course, I looked up to see if all the minor details, obviously. Yeah, basically, that guy was an art critic, basically, and of course, art critics are this guy's biggest enemy.
Yeah.
Art critics. When did this film come out?
2013, I think.
I'll check.
2014, actually. 2014.
Hey, man.
2014, okay.
Hey guys. Artist who plagiarizes and beats up his critics. Where have we heard that before?
He's the original Uwe Boll.
No, if I'm going to say Cloud Atlas.
He's also German too.
If I'm going to say Cloud Atlas there, Jova.
What? They also beat up
Hey,
critics.
Wibbs, guess what particular pieces of art this guy loves? This particular art critic loves. Margot's paintings, of course.
What, sorry?
Margot's paintings, obviously.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Huh?
How does he know that?
Oh no.
Sorry, dude, nobody gives a shit about you. So yeah, he sold all the paintings behind her back.
Again.
Because that's
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll be rich.
Yeah. No, Jova, it's like this. I'll be rich. I'm sorry, we'll be rich. Wait a minute, you sold my paintings behind my back?
We're quite the team, aren't we?
Yeah, basically, she paints and she sells.
That could be fair, I guess.
So he's well, and again, you know, there's plenty of, there's quite a few celebrities who have their agents be their spouses.
Yeah, that would be fine to us, but the problem is that, as you can probably guess, he's gonna be the one taking the credit as well.
Uh-oh.
And I love your painting. I mean, I love you.
Oh, I'm guessing this happened in real life too, her spouse being the one to take the credit.
Yeah. That's the main dilemma of this story, actually. So I was
All right, I'll be right back.
sure. Go ahead.
Ah, that old good old 50s American music there on the radio there. 24/7 now, coming into I'm smoking a cigarette probably. Uh-oh. Well, let's see what happens when she comes to promote it herself. Oh. Oh. Really? You scumbag. You just compared your wife to a monkey.
Okay, I'm back. What's going on now?
She just caught her husband saying that it was his own painting when he was selling them.
Ooh.
And he's going, oh come on, they prefer it's more, they like it when they meet the painter. And she's like, oh, they couldn't meet me because you told me to stay home and shit. She's like, what does that matter? My pocket, your pocket, doesn't matter.
And he said, oh, they don't care. It's even a monkey painted it.
Which one's Terrence Stamp again? Terrence Stamp. Who did he play? He plays John Cannaday.
Come on, Chloe.
Wait, Danny Elfman with a piano?
Actually,
You
Danny
surprised?
uses a lot of piano in the scores, especially Tim Burton movies.
Yeah, no, but not usually like this. It's not from what I can tell. I think he's the art critic. Or one of them.
He's a big French art
Right.
expert who obviously probably wants to, share the art with the world and shit like that.
Kneel before the art critic.
Please don't creep me out like that,
Okay,
darling.
Christoph, are you turning into Jack Nicholson?
That wouldn't surprise me, actually.
And by the way, this guy's called Dick Mullen.
Dick. Yeah,
Well, Dick is often-
that's Danny Houston, yeah.
Dick is another term for, of course, detective or prior.
Wait, Danny Houston in a good movie?
Is that surprising?
Well, the only other movie I've seen him in is X-Men Origins.
Well, that's X-Men Origins. I mean, even Hugh Jackman was in that.
And again, lots of actors are in terrible movies.
So Dan Houston, I guess, is the reporter.
Yeah, he's this guy.
Oh, goody, he's doing the typical 1950s private eye monologue.
Mm-hmm. Latest paintings, Keen. Are you just going to keep bringing that point up?
Mom, you're turning into a Stepford Smiler. Don't worry, TV tropes will pick up on that later.
What's TV tropes?
You'll see.
Actually, it's interesting you say that because Margot Keane is actually still alive. So
Really?
yeah. So for all we know,
Margot Keane,
yes,
she's she's the artist.
yes, the main character
Oh,
here.
wow, nice.
Margot Keane actually is still alive. Actually,
is her daughter.
she's like
Oh.
she's like 90, I think, by this point.
She's 88.
Oh, there you go.
I wonder, however, her thoughts on the movie.
Actually, let's just say she does show up in the movie, but not in the way you expect.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Apparently, this film took 11 years to make.
I'm guessing with all the research in history or something, or was
Yeah,
it just
she had a
developmental?
lot of meetings with the screenwriters.
Well, well, considering how in the past people have misrepresented her person, I guess she probably is always plays it safe nowadays.
Yeah. Wants to make sure nothing is changed about her say so. Excuses. Well, you've come to the right place to tell you that you need to find your own answers, girl. Yup. Or
Keene Gallery opening night, 1960.
oh goody, 1960s America. This is where we were in that period of, well, not quite the 70s/80s hippie stuff, but oh boy, were we headed there.
We started it.
Really?
The hippie era.
Oh yeah, with the Beatles.
Mm-hmm.
Although we also got into it.
I love that. That woman's so tall. That guy actually uses her to autograph stuff. She must get a lot of awful jokes thrown her way.
I have to agree with that.
Yeah, he strikes me as a guy who seems loving but will stab you in the back the first chance he gets kind of type.
So he's lost. Well, a rabbit fox.
Yeah. Funny, your wife told me it took her 2 months. Wow, Christoph, you're a horrible liar.
He is so phoning it in.
Yeah.
Weird. He's acting great, but his character's phoning it in. Then again, 1960s.
Yeah.
People weren't as smart back then, sadly.
It's hard to tell.
That's interesting thinking from the director perspective. Tim Burton literally... Okay, Christoph, I want you to sound really phony in this scene.
Yeah.
So just pretend like I'm in a bad movie? Perfect.
Joven, no, you gotta do it in a German accent.
But Tim Burton... Oh, right.
What show is this?
Actually, I think it's a movie.
Oh, a movie. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ace Attorney if that was set in the 60s.
50s,
Yeah.
actually. 50s, actually.
Actually, this is 1960 now.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I must have missed it. I probably was... Yeah.
Sorry, Phoenix,
Oh,
you can't
no.
be overly shouty.
So yeah, he's one of those snobby critics who this guy's just a gossip guy. He's not a real artist.
Well, that's true, actually.
Oh.
No, but that's the thing, Dibs. Without knowing, he's actually criticizing the paintings themselves. So obviously, he doesn't even think the paintings are all that good.
Well, honestly, yeah, the big eyes themselves, I mean, it's well painted, but the eyes themselves kind of bug me a little bit.
Well, I think that's also the idea. Admittedly, though, art is literally, and I mean absolutely not for everyone. I mean, there are so many styles that some people would love, but others would hate. Like Gothic, for instance.
Yeah, well, art's always subjective in many forms, paintings, books, games. Yes, Roger Ebert, games are art too.
Wait, Roger Ebert said they weren't?
Oh, come on.
He was always saying that.
The man's dead at this point. Let's not...
Yeah, I know, but he said that once. Maybe a couple of times, actually.
Anyway.
I mean, just because someone's no longer with us doesn't mean we can't, we can't...
True, but trust me, Dwebs, that horse has been beaten to death by this point.
I actually didn't know he said that. A real stupid thing to say, but yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
But Pedro, you're talking to the master horse beater.
But you didn't paint them, asshole.
Ooh.
Wait. Oh God, wait. The guy, creepy guy having an obsession with younger girl. Oh my God, oh God, this is.
Yeah, they predicted what was going to happen in Britain, didn't they?
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. They predicted the Jimmy Savile scandal.
Wow. So wait, so like the exact same thing, a plagiarist got into little girls too much?
No, not a plagiarist, but a famous celebrity.
Ah,
I'll leave that at that as well.
okay.
Hey, Libs, I just realized something.
Yeah?
We you know how we keep joking about how Sun and Moon seems to be taking a few stuff from Yokai Watch 2?
Yeah.
Maybe this is what's happening. Keen here, Walter here represents Game Freak, whereas Margot represents Level 5, and Keen here is, you see, I'm the better franchise, so I will take the credit. But I was the one who came up with that thing. No, I was here first, so I will take the credit.
although we'll give Game Freak one thing.
No. I'm just joking. That's not at all what's going on.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh.
Yeah, but Game Freak also has talented people like at level 5.
I'm more taking a
so-
jab for the sake of the audience. I'm more taking a jab at the Pokemon fan base, which has some people
The ones who always
Yeah.
cry rip off.
yeah.
Yeah, the same people call Fossil Fighters a ripoff. I mean, seriously. Oh, it's so tear-breaking.
I gotta say, you must be a very extraordinary actor to be able to fool everyone like this.
I'll say.
But then again, Christoph Waltz. Okay,
Yep.
that should be our thingy, Okay, insert question here. The answer is always Christoph Waltz.
Oh, hey, look, it's the guy who said he'd never make it.
Yeah, he's just waving hello at him. Oh, Christoph Waltz.
Although, wait, hold on. Didn't Christoph Waltz's character tell the guy that his wife made those?
Yeah. Or is he middle fingering him because of that, maybe?
Maybe. Although that could come back to bite him.
Oh yeah, guess who was attached to this film at some point?
Who?
Quite a few actors. There was Kate Hudson, Thomas Hayden Church, but then they had to leave.
Oh.
So they were replaced by Reese Witherspoon and Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds is in this movie?
No, was supposed to be.
Eh?
It was supposed to be the starring in the movie, but then they got replaced by Amy Adams and Christoph Waltz.
Maybe that's why this movie takes such a while to make.
The actors kept leaving the project.
I can only imagine what it would have been like with Ryan Reynolds in the role.
Well, knowing Ryan Reynolds' look at the time, the film would have been a financial disaster.
Luckily, Ryan's finally found his footing.
Ah! Jesus.
Those are some big eyes.
Oh no, it's spreading.
Bro.
It's like Pokemon.
This naturally is a thing. Like the portraits got. Well, oh no, never mind. Now I'm looking at the movie. Oh yeah. Obviously, this is a dream she's having.
Yeah.
It's just like Pokemon. The popularity of it spreads so quickly, everyone's obsessing over it.
Like a Pokemon Go, which
So yeah, this is one of the big things about the real story. Margot Keen was forced by her husband to basically stay quiet about the whole thing for years. I mean, literally years. So as you can probably tell, the woman suffered a lot.
I'll say.
Oh, Jesus, this is also like the Savile thing. He kept telling his victims to stay quiet.
Yep.
And yes, they made a Big Eyes song for the movie. Awesome.
From Lana Del Rey.
Awesome.
I like it.
Well, I've heard Lana Del Rey is fine singing in the studio, just not when she's live.
Yeah, singing live can be a pain when you have to do song after song in a row.
Basically, her husband kept forcing her to stay at home, because he didn't want to risk any more. Well, you know where I'm going with this.
Well, what with, the whole 90s thing and being a woman, yeah. Still, though, no excuse. Those are a thing, Wow. Whatever happened to Team? Just like the German one. Ha. You seemed so nice at the beginning. I should have known. What? Who the heck is this?
Hold on. There you go. Basically, basically that's the daughter he had with his former wife.
And we're only meeting her now, apparently. Why is he doing this?
There you go.
Awkward.
Very awkward. Oh. You seem so broken up about it.
This is exactly what's going to make the climax so much more satisfying.
I knew.
I'll say.
Okay. Yeah. If it weren't, good job. Why did I spoil myself earlier? But then again,
It was Christopher Waltz, so
Christoph.
I guess that's the proper stuff, Waltz.
yeah.
I love how it's Stan Houston is the narrator, though.
Well, actually, it's kind of part of the thing because he was from what I haven't looked it up, but I'm assuming maybe he was the actual critic who did print the real story when the truth got found out. I think so. I'm assuming that's what's happening, but don't quote me on that.
You know what I love is like with movies like this, how some people will cry, "Oh, that's actually not historically accurate." Like of Amadeus, yet when you actually study it, you'll figure out that a lot of the outlandish stuff actually was historically accurate. You know what I love about this movie is if imagine if this movie actually went the extra mile and literally ended the film at them starting to make the film Big Eyes.
Oh.
That'd be a bit
I don't
too
know.
meta, though, Jova.
Yeah, I agree.
Imagine it's like it literally going full circle. I mean, imagine any sort of historical movie doing that at some point. That might be interesting.
Well, Jova, let's just say the credits. You might like something that's going to happen in the credits.
Okay.
Well, does Christoph Waltz have tomatoes thrown at him?
Not tomatoes, but he will be humiliated by the time this movie's over.
Okay.
Sale.
Drugs.
I'm guessing that's the actual photos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I have to say they got a good job actually making the actors look like the counterparts.
1963. Oh, Doctor Who's going to start that year.
Unfortunately, Margot cannot see it because she's forced to paint night and day.
Yeah.
Discount.
My God, yes, that's exactly the time.
Discount Winona Ryder.
Discount Anne Hathaway. Ding.
Oh, you're right. Actually, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
Discount Anne
that's
Hathaway.
even better.
Yeah.
But yeah, 1963, literally when terms like, my God, Carol, actually started coming in. Oh, yeah, the Beach Boys.
Oh, this reminds me of another real-life fraud story.
Which one?
Oh, how many real-life fraud stories are there, I wonder?
There was this guy in Japan who was a composer, but he's a blind guy. Although he's recently he's admitted he's only partially blind, and he tricked people into thinking he composed a lot of tracks by being blind. But it turns out he had another guy write them and pretend.
So he tried to be the blind
So he tried to
Beethoven.
pull
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except Beethoven
Because
actually
that's-
was tone deaf.
Ooh, Beethoven was nothing short of amazing. I mean, of course, the perfect guy to be a composer is someone who's deaf. But Beethoven did it. Fraud. Then again, that's kind of going without saying at this point. But yeah, there you go. He was literally just a nice guy who was helping her escape. I guess that's all they're gonna get it in for the FUs since it's a PG-13 movie. Dang. So, yeah, at this point I'm starting to wonder if her older husband may have been a better guy than this guy.
You know, this way he's probably gonna have a chain. He's literally gonna chain her to the chair or something.
That wouldn't surprise me at this point, and it wouldn't be the first time that sort of shit has happened. Unless that dog has a camera on it. Yes,
doggy.
no one will ever know.
I wonder if she ever remarried after this, after these
I
shenanigans.
think she did, but I
Yeah,
don't
apparently
know.
she did.
Okay.
And apparently she is currently married.
Right.
Then, yeah, I'll let you see who. I guess does the movie ever show that, Pedro, or should I just tell
We'll
him?
see. How did you first hear about this movie?
I
Me?
didn't. I just went to see it because it was a Tim Burton movie, and I'm a Tim Burton fan.
Oh, but back in 2014.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When did it come out? I mean, not in terms of year. I know the year, but when
That,
was
and
that?
of course, I'm also a big fan of Amy Adams. I find her to be a sadly underrated actress, so I'm always willing to support her work.
Just like so, it's like me with Michael Fassbender. Then.
Oh no
Well,
no
for
no!
for the most part.
I don't know. I mean, everybody I know thinks Michael Fassbender is a great actor. I don't think he's underrated.
Yeah, I've never really heard anyone say bad about Michael Fassbender.
No, not
Don't get me wrong. It's not that people say anything bad about Amy Adams. It's just that I don't hear. There's not enough good things said about her. That's what I mean.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with Fassbender himself or his acting ability. It's just people don't really think he's a big box office draw. At least not at the moment.
Really? I've heard a
Big
lot
box,
of people say
big box. Whether or not he's a big box office draw, that doesn't really. That doesn't. Honestly, as far as I'm concerned, that's not really a necessary quality for a great actor.
Oh,
Honestly.
guess when this film came out here in the UK?
2015.
No, Boxing Day of 2014.
Huh.
And as for Portugal, February 26, 2015.
Mm-hmm.
And for America, it came out Christmas Day,
Yep.
along with Spain of all countries.
Good old Spain and America. How ironic.
So yeah, his actual landscape art wasn't even his heart. So yeah, turns out he wasn't even nice at the beginning, Joe. But he's always been a phony.
Then why did he marry her, though? I mean, it's not like she was making him anything during that time. I mean, maybe he wanted to.
My guess
Yeah.
is he just thought she was hot, so he figured, why not?
Well,
I mean, it's not like this guy is red in the head anyway, from what we've seen.
true. On the one hand, I guess it was nice that he helped her, because if he hadn't have helped her, she'd have probably
There's
lost.
there's also the fact that this was back in the 1950s. Back in the 1950s, people didn't need amazing reasons to get married because marriage was always the most. It was a normal thing to do for.
Yeah, true it was. And don't even get me started on the baby boom years before that, too.
Wow, a plagiarist that also kind of sucks at art.
Well, it must really, really, really suck to be bad at art and have that be your passion.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no excuse, but I kind of almost feel sorry for him. Almost, though. I mean, I can see where he's coming from, but that does not excuse his actions, not one iota. And there are some sad cases where no matter how much someone studies, they just can't get good.
But you don't pay me, sir.
Well,
Shut up.
I'll pay you now. There you go. Here's $20.
But sir, my salary is $60 per day.
Jesus, $60 per day. I wish I had that big a salary.
$60 per day? What the heck kind of job do I need to sign up for that?
Yeah, Like, seriously, Dwibs. By all means, tell me where can I get a job that pays that well.
Expert computer programmer or something. I don't know.
Right. Well, I guess every day they worked it. Speaking of which, Pokemon Go is imprinting gajillions amount of money, as in they made $4.5 billion in one day from just Japan. I can imagine how much money Nintendo HQ must be drowning in right now. Ooh. That dog now has a heavy burden on it. Do you realize what you've done? Yes, that is a crime, actually. Irony.
Wow, he is transforming into Jack Nicholson.
Except even Jack Nicholson isn't always the bad guy like this. I mean, jeez.
You're a
You're
fraud. There's your defining statement.
Yeah. You can call it the copycat. It'll be the biggest new thing. In fact, Yuki will even make a card out of you.
Also, oh god, I just remembered yet another fraud big story.
Really? Shoot.
Milli Vanilli.
Oh, God, Milli Vanilli. What were the specifics with that? I forget.
The producers.
Oh,
wanted to make money.
yeah, dubbing their voices and whatnot.
They weren't even singing.
Yeah, and then they skipped. And Oh, God, now she's doing a whole flock of big eyes.
Oh no, she's becoming one.
It's interesting how while Tim Burton has these visuals, he's actually managing to restrain himself, but going too over the top with them.
Mm-hmm.
Good old 1960s with the civil rights movement. I love how at this point he's blatantly gone from saying we and our to mine and me. Oh, goody. I can't wait till we get to the Cold War era where people were downright cynical. Now, no, honey, I'm doing the equivalent of slaving over 10,000 hot ovens, i.e. fake artistry.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if this is also how her daughter found out in real life.
Oh, she has.
Ooh.
Oh, well. Okay, he's blowing into their mic.
I'm trying to blow away from the mic. I've got a nose issue.
Ah.
Oh, there's a snobby critic.
I know I've seen that actor somewhere. Who is that guy?
John Cannaday. I think that's Terrence. That's Terrence Stamp.
Yeah, wasn't he in Haunted Mansion?
And Superman 1 and 2.
Superman 1 and 2 as General Zod?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Of course he plays the snobby critic. Kneel before my opinion.
Kneel before critics. That was terrible. I'm sorry.
Uh,
1964.
good old spring of 4 seasons.
1964. That is when Jeopardy started, actually.
It's also the year when Doctor Strangelove came out.
Wow, Doctor Strangelove isn't. I really need to get around to seeing that movie. I've heard great things about it.
I saw it. It was all right. It's not my favorite Kubrick film, though. I have to say.
A comedy being done by Stanley Kubrick. That's quite
As
different
of now, my favorite Kubrick film is still Full Metal Jacket.
because of the military stuff.
Because of Sergeant Hartman.
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't he the insane lunatic?
No. Vincent D'Onofrio was the insane lunatic.
Oh, it's hard to tell at times. No pun intended.
Have you seen Vincent D'Onofrio in Daredevil, Jova?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, quite the accent there.
Yeah. Appalling, grotesque, tasteless hack.
Oh, boo-hoo. Oh, no.
Oh dear.
Don't do a repeat of what you did last time. One dick to another. Although Terrence Stamp does it with honor. Well, you're doing the road of an artist that tends to be so mad with humanity. You know, I know he's supposed to be a...
This is reminding me of...
Oh, dang.
Oh. This is reminding me of Cloud Atlas a bit.
Terrence Stamp was in that?
No. Basically, artist goes crazy at critic who didn't like his work.
Yeah.
The Wachowskis?
Pretty much, yeah. That's
Really, they actually did that after Cloud Atlas and
there's a
not
character
all their
the character doing that in Cloud is clearly a stand-in for the Wachowskis.
Oh. I love how I know Terrence Stamp is supposed to be a dick, but I'm actually siding with the guy because, well, that guy's a scumbag.
Oh, I love how he managed to stop a fork being plunged into his eye with one hand.
No, actually. It was built on other things, thank you very much. You're gonna sue everybody! You know, dude, there is such a thing as people getting tired of the same style after a while. That could also be a reason to it. And it was just, what, one bad review?
This guy is literally the Andy Wachowski of paintings.
You know, this. Okay, hey Jovi, just something. A guy obsessed with one critic who might give him a bad review reminds me of Birdman.
Oh yeah, I thought you were gonna say Roland Emmerich, but yeah.
More like Uwe Boll. But
Although Roland... Oh yeah, Uwe Boll was...
With Birdman, it was a character, not a real life person.
Yeah. Roland Emmerich is quite possibly one of the most idiotic versions of how you try and get back at someone. He didn't even have Godzilla kill Ebert and Siskel.
Yeah. Even Gene Siskel himself said, why didn't you take advantage and have the monster squash us?
What is he doing?
Just throwing matches at them.
Oh boy, he's gone insane. Mom, I'm starting to think I preferred my old dad. I swear, if he, oh my god, he is turning into Jack Nicholson.
Jesus.
Oh
boy.
no.
Eek!
Move the spirit out of the way.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
That's a good idea.
Go out the other door.
Oh, scheisse! I forgot there was over a door!
Yeah, that tends to happen when you go insane. Just like last time, they're running away from her old husband. Boy, this is what happened in real life.
So
Well,
yeah, Margot,
I mean, obviously-
it did. Yeah, Margot Keane. Let's just say Margot Keane does not have much luck with men.
Although it sounds like her third husband was a keeper.
Well,
Since she still married him.
I guess it's true. For time's the charm.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she sure know how to pick 'em, poor girl.
I'm surprised Waltz didn't try and chase her.
Honolulu, of course!
Uh-huh.
Hawaii is always the perfect way to run away.
Finally, I'm free of that German freak.
Yes.
And then he appears right behind her. There you are.
Didn't I tell you? I never let my target get away.
The sad thing is that she was married to her second husband even longer than her first husband. Oh well, crud!
Jesus.
She's acting a little
You
rash.
tried to burn her alive! With her daughter!
Yeah, I think someone's in need of asylum, and that it's not the kind of escape. Oh. Huh. That'll probably be for the rest of her. Seriously? Dang, if she really had to live her life like this, well, then again, I'm guessing this is also true to it, since the actual Margaret Keane had say in the matter.
Mm-hmm.
Which is always the best thing to do, actually, usually, in these sort of movies, unless the actual person's dead. Dang. Despite the fact that she's divorcing the bastard, her husband, well, her latest husband, is still driving the nails in.
Mm.
Oh, hi, Jehovah's Witness. Ouch! Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Gotta love when the Bible can definitely go right with the scenario that you're dealing with. Well, that's one place to start making friends.
Yeah, but the locals.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's funny, we're in Hawaii, but there was a movie we watched about a month or so ago that was also partly set in Hawaii.
North.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a difference between this film and that other film, though. Racial sensitivity.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. Eh?
He's turned the place into a whorehouse.
Tang. There's your damn paintings. Oh boy. Ooh, she's taking the fight to him. Big Eyes. Must have been one of the greatest moments in her life to finally tell publicly that.
Can you imagine 10 years?
10 years of making money galore, and you don't get a single iota of credit for it.
And it's all gonna snowball from here.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I might. Is her ex-husband even still alive? I can only imagine what his
No,
life
actually,
must-
no. Walter Keane has died by this point.
Ah.
And good riddance.
Oh, good.
And
Terrence
good,
Stamp
and
is
good
gonna
riddance,
love this.
and good riddance, if you ask me.
Yeah, he sounded like a horrible person.
He was a horrible person.
Yeah.
I did it.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, this guy.
Okay, he's gonna get lynched in the street now.
How about you prove it? Oh, come on. Look, man. Jehovah's Witnesses can be annoying, but don't try to pin this on them.
For a second there, I thought you said Jehovah's Witnesses. Oh Christ, no! Jehovah's founded the new Scientology, Jehovah's Witnesses.
Well, I have taken over quite a few churches with Pokemon Go. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to
Turnabout art.
Turnabout Artist.
Yeah. Except, let's just say, the way they go about proving who's the fraud is freaking awesome.
I think I've got an idea of how they're gonna do it, but I'm not gonna say.
But Christoph, aside from Django, you've always acted unhinged.
That sounded very awkward, Your Honor, by the way.
Overruled.
Understood.
You're telling me?
You think that's strange, Your Honor? Wait till we get to the case where a parrot is a witness. And yeah, that's actually a real thing now.
Yes, Joe, but we get it.
Shoot Takumi. Ooh.
Fun!
Well, the newspaper guys got off.
Yep.
Wow, he's even slapping the desk like Phoenix Wright.
Well, plenty of the attorneys slap their desks. Now let's see if he's actually got the punch to back himself up. You old pal. Yeah, Perry Mason. If you'll recall, Perry Mason's main tactic was also to accuse someone else of being the criminal to get his clients off the hook. Who does that remind us of now?
Yeah.
Apollo Justice.
Hold on.
Of course. Of course, we did take a lot of inspiration from cop shows, lawyer shows. Harassment. That's the thing about being your own defense attorney. In this case, you have to also try to not get too emotionally hit by the fact that you're the one getting accused. Dude, you're doing half of the work for her.
You're doing it wrong. This reminds me of a video I watched where someone made Phoenix a completely exaggerated version of himself, where he objected to everything said, even if it wasn't even any evidence.
Yeah.
He even objected to the bailiff introducing the judge.
Basically, she's explaining how he forced her to lie and shit.
Yeah, you make a great actor. You're just a lousy artist.
There you go.
Well, you are incredibly two-faced. You suck at this. I'm not even a lawyer, and I know you're out of bounds. Fred and Ethel.
It's a trial, aren't they kind of meant to do that?
Yeah, but they were kind of getting domestic about it.
Not to mention that argument was going to go nowhere anyway in terms of the trial, so...
Yeah. Oh, wow, you're desperate.
Himself. He didn't even wait till he finished the oath.
Oh, God, you're actually doing this.
Oh, God.
This is how you make yourself look sane.
Seriously, did she even need to give evidence? He's doing all her work for her.
Well, the thing is, even if this guy kind of looks like a loony, that still doesn't prove that he didn't paint the paintings. So we kind of need definitive proof that he didn't paint those paintings.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, this is actually a straight-up Ace Attorney case, and well, it's not murder, but in the case of proving the guy's a phony, they need absolute proof, because accusing someone of being a phony is no light matter.
Really? You're throwing that excuse now?
No. Let him try. I want to see where he's actually going with this. Just to watch him fail all the more.
He's stalling.
You're bringing the World War into this. You're bringing...
World War? World
He's basically
War II as well.
he's practically telling his life story.
Oh my god, it's the Chewbacca defense, only not working. So, Mac, about that sandwich we were gonna have after this. What was the name of it again? The triple
That
decker
guy
something?
looking at his watch. Like, oh my god, how long is this going to take?
Oh, this. Paint.
There you go. So yeah, they have to paint the
Yep.
Big Eyes painting. So yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
yeah,
had a good idea.
And from what I can tell, yes, this is how they solved the actual trial. So I can only imagine how glorious it must have been for her.
Oh, this has all been a wonderful thing from the moment he's been trying to defend himself and everything. What hope do you even have, Buster? What's wrong, Mr. Kane? Don't you have some of your great inspiration boosting you?
He's so cool. He's walking, man.
He's caught. He knows it.
Your Honor, can we take a recess while they paint?
No.
But don't you mean overruled?
Overruled.
Jesus Christ, Mr. Jova, judge. If you're going to be a judge, do it properly.
Look, buddy, I just sat through a 3-hour monologue from a guy ranting about World War and all that. I've seen a lot of stuff.
Yes, gonna take my jacket off.
Wow, this is a great artistic process you got over there, Mr. Keen.
Meanwhile, Margot is going in.
She's into it. Okay, what was the last painting I saw?
Basically, the judge gave him an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so far, all he's done is just stare at a blank canvas. Tick tock, tick tock,
I
tick.
can't wait to see what he's actually going to try and do to get himself out of this. Oh, yeah. I'm wondering, did Amy Adams herself draw the paintings for this movie?
No. All the paintings are actual, real paintings from Margot's own collection.
Oh.
Really?
Of course.
This guy-
One last trick.
How desperate can you be? I told you his the revelation of his phoniness was going to be amazing.
It is.
That's what I love about. That's what I love about Christoph Waltz. When he plays characters like this, you really love to hate him.
Yeah.
I know. It's like watching an Ace Attorney turnabout. It's like watching the criminal become all the more pathetic and desperate. So, doesn't matter what you do, you can't knock me down anymore.
As you can probably guess, this is a painting that she has kept for herself and still has it.
I can imagine why.
There you
Why
go.
bother
There you go.
with all
There you go. The name she gave to the painting, Exhibit 224.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, I'm guessing that's her husband's prisoner name.
No. It's just the actual name, real name of the evidence in the trial. There you go.
Neato.
And that's Big Eyes. Yeah. Walter never accepted defeat, insisting he was the true artist for the rest of his life. He died in 2000, bitter and penniless.
Thank you.
Serves him right.
He never produced another painting.
Another painting.
Margaret found personal happiness and remarried. After many years in Hawaii, she moved back to San Francisco and opened a new gallery.
She finally found the man for her.
I think that's the real.
She still paints every day.
I think the one on left. I think that's the real one.
Yeah.
With Amy and with her daughter, I'm guessing.
No, I think that's with Amy Adams.
Amy Adams, yeah. Amy Adams. Amy Adams actually, of course, had a lot of talks with her to make sure she would get Margot right. So yeah.
So was are there any after credit scenes, Pedro?
Not that I know of. I'm pretty sure that was the last of it.
That was wonderful.
That was Big Eyes.
Yeah, that was Big Eyes. I
Okay.
really like this movie a lot. Definitely, it's a really good biopic that does a great job in entertaining you while giving you the facts. From what I can tell, pretty straight. I don't think there's been any actual major changes. I mean, they might have changed some little meaningless details here and there, but from what I can tell, the story is pretty much exactly how it happened. And it's a really good show for the two main actors. Amy Adams and Christoph Waltz are fantastic in this movie, and Amy even won a Golden Globe for this role, and awesome because I love Amy Adams, so I'm glad to see her getting recognition. And it's just an overall really well made movie with a really interesting story. So really liked it.
I agree.
Go ahead, Jova.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I did too. I really enjoyed this movie.
Oh, sure. Okay, I'll start off by saying
I just gave my final thoughts anyway.
I'll just start by saying Christopher Waltz was amazing in this movie. I had the feeling that, Dwibs kind of called it even before he spoiled himself, but yeah, Christopher Waltz, who seems to be a good guy first, but then, he's the bad guy. And what a bad guy he was. Mm-hmm. But I just say, there are little things as satisfying as seeing his eventual breakdown in front of the court like that. Oh, my shoulder, my injury.
Right.
But yeah. And Amy Adams does a great job as Margaret herself. And I just say, God bless the woman if that's what she had to do with her whole life. Mm-hmm. I'm glad to see she found happiness and solace. And, finally the recognition she deserved for all that amazing art. Mm-hmm. Music is great. I like Tim Burton's style used in this, how he uses his more trippier stuff for, well, what else? The trippy moments when Margaret's, kind of going insane. I saw that bit when Walter's eyes literally look crazy like Jack Nicholson's. Yeah, music's good. The story is, well, of course, it's guaranteed to be good as long as they played in true enough to the story. And yeah, I was on the edge of my seat a lot. So yeah, wonderful job there to everyone involved in the movie.
Mm-hmm. All right. Meanwhile, Dubs, you don't have anything to add to your thoughts?
And that was Big Eyes.
You don't have anything to add, Dubs?
No, not really.
All right, that was Big Eyes. I hope you enjoyed this.
Not really. Other than Jova. By the way, Jova, it's Christoph, not Christopher.
All right, that was Big Eyes. We hope you enjoyed this as much as we did. So see you for whatever Tim Burton movie we do next.